What's up, YouTube? So, despite last night's little video, I decided to make another video today. I'm not going to completely ignore, I guess, YouTube. Just last night's video was more or less just to make you think, Like, it's just amazing how several individuals on YouTube can make fun of me, and whenever I flag their shit for bullying me, whenever I do it or my fans do it, YouTube doesn't do shit. But some fat, lonely loser making fun of me on YouTube, and I decided to retaliate, and YouTube's like, oh, your retaliation's considered bullying and harassment, so blah blah blah. We took the video down. It's viewable for 7 days to give you a chance, and it's only going to be viewable by you for 7 days to give you a chance to blah 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 say your piece. Say if you think this flag was an error. I now have a flag on my account for the next 4 months, which it's not too bad of a flag. I can still make videos, thankfully. But yesterday's video, or last night's video, I should say, was more or less to point out the hypocrisy of our society, particularly YouTube and the school system. The school system, a lot like YouTube, says, the school system and YouTube have one thing in common. They both have a lot of people, and they both have a bullying problem. And like the school system, YouTube says you have the right to a harassment-free experience. If you're being bullied or harassed, report it and we'll deal with it. But 9 times out of 10, I've noticed that YouTube doesn't deal with it, because there's a lot of people using YouTube. So I imagine that YouTube gets a lot of people, like on a day-to-day basis. I imagine they get well over 1,000 plus people flagging comments, maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 plus people flagging comments, flagging videos. And rather than hire a staff of people to individually monitor every video and every comment made on YouTube, they instead decide that they're going to put the power into the YouTuber's hands. Which means if a YouTuber sees a comment that they think violates community guidelines, they can report it for YouTube to see. Which I understand. There's a lot of people using YouTube, and I'm not the only person that gets bullied. But at the same time, I notice a lot of people like myself get bullied, but as soon as people like myself try to stand up for ourselves on YouTube, our content gets flagged as bullying, thus exposing the total hypocrisy of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there are plenty of individuals out there who have gone through similar things, where they've witnessed people creating fake accounts to fuck with you, or leaving negative, hurtful comments, or making videos talking shit about you. Now, even though the fat turd gobbler that was talking shit about me, saying, fuck you, King Cobra, I don't want to watch your fucking videos, and blah, blah, blah. Apparently, people were forcing him to watch my videos, and for the record, that's not something I condone. I do not condone forcing people to watch my shitty videos, okay? Here's the thing, YouTube. Let people, hey, just make a suggestion. And I sincerely appreciate every viewer I get on my channel, even if you're here to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? At least you're stopping by to view my content. But here's the thing, YouTube. If you want other people to watch my videos, make a suggestion. Don't force them to watch my videos. Just be like, yo, I think you'd like this guy. He's a pretty cool YouTuber. He has autism. He does drink combinations. He does cooking videos. He does rants. He plays guitar. He sings. He smokes tobacco. You know, he drinks alcohol. He's just an all-around interesting character. You want to be like that? Fine. A lot of people based off of that would be like, okay, you know. But if you want people to watch my videos, then don't force them. Make it a suggestion, but just be like, hey, do you like, you know, insightful political rants, blah, 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 then check this guy out. Yeah. My next thing I'm going to say is that gun bans don't work. You can ban certain types of guns, you can ban certain types of gun technology, and people do this because they want to stop mass shootings. I understand that 100%. But here's the thing, Slick. Banning anything doesn't entirely work. Yes, you might get the lawful citizens who are like, oh, I don't want to comply with this bullshit, but I kind of got no choice, blah, 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 okay? But here's the thing, YouTube. Banning guns in any way, shape, or form doesn't always work 100%. If anything, it just creates a black market for guns. You know, you're telling people they can't have fully automatic weapons, that's illegal. Then anything illegal, trust and believe, bad guys will find a way to get it. I mean, and I hate using this as an example, but marijuana is illegal in some states, and yet people are finding ways to get it. They go to like Colorado to smoke it legally, you know what I'm saying? And that's a very loose and very much a different example of what I'm trying to say here. But what I'm trying to say is, just because it's illegal doesn't mean people can't get a hold of it. And you know what I'm saying? If you got the bad guy who has a fully automatic AK-47 and he's breaking into people's houses and killing people with it, you know what I'm saying? And you being a law-abiding citizen, you're just like, well, I can't have a fully automatic weapon, but I can have a pistol at my side. That'll show him, you know. So quite often, some people will find themselves being outgunned because bad guys are getting a hold of powerful fully automatic weapons. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, there's a will, there's a way. And just because you ban certain things doesn't mean that people can or cannot get a hold of them. And as a responsible gun owner, trust and believe, mass shootings piss me off for two reasons. One is the most important reason. Innocent lives are taken just because some asshole's pissed off at the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. And two, guns get a bad name, you know. Quote unquote, they get called the evil guns, you know, because of their capability. But there are no evil guns, just evil people. YouTube. And if I was in charge, I'd make damn near every gun perfectly legal to purchase within reason, within strict background check and a waiting period and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that way, if the bad guy breaks into your house with a fully automatic weapon, you're looking at him like, I got one too, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look at alcohol prohibition, okay? People, for whatever reason, were like, well, we're going to make alcohol illegal, you know? And it didn't stop people from making their own hooch. It didn't stop people from getting it. It didn't stop people from drinking it. And eventually people were like, you know what? If responsible adults want to partake, fuck it. And they made alcohol legal again. And based off of alcohol prohibition, that same concept works for anything you're trying to ban. And I mean anything. You know, if it became illegal to smoke tobacco, for instance, people would find a way to get it, you know. In Australia, for instance, tobacco prices in Australia are ridiculous. And this whole plan that Australia has this plan. Let's make tobacco super expensive and then people will no longer want to do it. That hasn't stopped people from smoking tobacco. If anything, people in Australia, to make the habit just a little bit cheaper, they'll buy black market tobacco that's not regulated, and they'll buy cigarette tubes and a roller, and they'll roll their own. And for the price of a carton of roll your owns, you know, they're paying way less than they would overall for a carton of actual factory-made cigarettes. And if you try to order any sort of, like if anyone from Australia tries to order a carton of Marlboro Smooths online, it has to be regulated and taxed. And so the tax in Australia would be twice as high because you'd be paying for an import tax and shit like that. Honestly, the tobacco, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's stupid. Okay, making tobacco so ridiculous that people are turning to cheaper alternative methods to make their cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just blatant Nazi fascism at its finest. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the thing of it. People who are non-smokers will try to guilt trip, okay? They will try to guilt trip smokers into quitting. And it's like, look, most people who smoke are aware of the risks, okay? I'm aware of the fact that, you know, pipe tobacco can cause throat cancer, mouth cancer, and lung cancer if I inhale, which I do inhale. I'm aware of the risks. Frankly, I don't give a fuck about the risks. The Surgeon General, okay, the Surgeon General can kiss my Asperger's. Because guess what? There's this 112-year-old World War II veteran. Look it up on YouTube if you don't believe me. There's this 111, 112, one of the two. Of course, right now he's 111 years old, and the dude smokes 12 cigars a day, drinks whiskey, he eats ice cream, because these things make him happy. Because smoking tobacco actually does make me happy, believe it or not. When you have Asperger's syndrome, your brain doesn't produce the right amount of chemicals like it's supposed to. And one of the chemicals my brain doesn't produce naturally is dopamine. And dopamine is the chemical in your brain that when it fires off, it makes you feel good, it makes you more balanced, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. So I find that when I drink alcohol, I drink caffeine, or smoke tobacco, it helps. You know, the caffeine and the alcohol and the nicotine, which all three of those are drugs, but they're perfectly legal drugs, mind you. I find that caffeine, alcohol, and tobacco are very much a stimulant. They help me to naturally release dopamine. There's also getting some good pussy. You know, when you get some good pussy, that also releases dopamine in your brain. But I have a harder time getting that than I do getting some tobacco, you know. And the reason why is because a lot of women are just intimidated by my good looks. I can't fucking change that, YouTube, you know. Being an attractive, sexy, gothic musician has its advantages. You know, some women might be creeped out by me because, I'll admit it, naturally, I'm a creepy motherfucker, naturally. I can admit that, you know. Some women, I come off as creepy to some women because they don't know me. I don't generally interact with people too often unless I have to. I'm not a very social person. And so for a lot of people, I come off as creepy and misunderstood because they don't actually fucking know me. So if women want to reject me because they have super high standards and because they're creeped out by me, that's their loss, not mine. There are plenty of women out there who find me attractive. I'd have to be a complete fucking retard not to notice. You know, with the way some women stare at me, it's like just gawking at me, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like you've never seen me before, and it's like, hey, you know. I'm off topic as I always do with my videos, but anyways, yes. Back to what I was saying. Fuck gun regulations. They don't really work. I mean, yeah, you might get the law-abiding citizens who are like, oh, I guess I gotta comply, blah, blah, blah. But just because something's illegal, that doesn't stop a bad guy from getting it, now does it? No, it don't. I mean, marijuana's illegal in most states, like I said. But if honest people want to smoke it, they can legally go down to Colorado and smoke it if they're 21 years of age or older. And as it turns out, YouTube, believe it or not, cannabis might become legal in Wyoming next year. We're a good 4 to 6 months away from having it legal for medical use. And if cannabis became legal in Wyoming for medical use, I could get a medical card for my Asperger's and cataracts and my depression, my OCD, my ADD/ADHD, my Tourette syndrome. You know, every disorder that I have is easily manageable with cannabis. Now, whenever I've gone to Colorado to legally smoke it, it doesn't cure my autism, but it allows me to temporarily turn it off and function at a much more normal rate. And functioning at a normal rate, the most natural way possible. Shit, if I lived in North Dakota right now, if I still lived in North Dakota, I could get a fucking medical marijuana card for my shit. Because marijuana is medically legal in North Dakota. I mean, with Colorado below us and North Dakota right next to us, you think Wyoming's gonna follow suit soon, hopefully, you know. But going back to what I was just saying, banning things doesn't stop people from getting them, plain and simple. And don't force people to watch my videos, like I said. Make it. You want people to watch my videos? Make it a suggestion. Just be like, hey, you should check out this dude. He's pretty cool, you know. Like, straight up. God damn it. Alright. Got the pipe unclogged once again. Instead of banning guns, why not have stricter gun control, stricter background checks, you know, longer waiting periods? Because I hate to say it, but banning guns or certain types of guns doesn't stop the mass shootings. Now, one thing that would stop mass shootings is trying to find individuals who look like or act like they might do it, you know? And even then that doesn't work because, you know, the Las Vegas shooter, for instance, a lot of people thought, oh, he wouldn't hurt a fly. He's just an avid gun lover, blah, 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 you know. And then look what happened. So, I don't know, but the dude had like a shit ton of guns on him. And how the fuck did the Las Vegas shooter sneak in all the guns he had in his hotel room without getting stopped at least once? I mean, you think after the first gun, like if he's trying to sneak in any firearms to the hotel room, they would have stopped him. You think they would have stopped him and been like, okay, so why do you have all these guns on you? You know, sincerely, like if I was the owner of a hotel room and I seen some shady looking character sneaking in a whole bunch of guns to my hotel room in my hotel, I would be like, I'd stop him and I'd be like, what's going on here? Why do you need all these guns? You got a gun convention or some shit? You know? If I would have had Rick's portal gun from Rick and Morty, I would have taken my double barrel shotgun and I would have portaled myself and a time machine too. And I'd go back in time with the portal gun and time machine and I'd stop that Las Vegas shooting from happening if I could. I'd sneak up behind that decrepit old motherfucker. I'd sneak up behind him and blow his goddamn brains out. Like, oh, you know pulling mass shooting today, motherfucker. Oh. In fact, if I had a time machine, YouTube, I would try to stop every mass shooting in history from happening if I could. Sincerely. I'd be like a time vigilante, you know? If I had the power to stop every mass shooting from happening then and now, trust and believe I would. Because I'm tired of innocent lives being taken, and I'm tired of guns getting a bad name, and I'm tired of this fucking country being divided on the issues here. Because that's exactly what happens with a mass shooting, is people are going to be divided on the issues. You got some people saying, well, it ain't fair to fucking ban guns because there are a lot of responsible gun owners and blah, blah, blah. And then you got the other side saying, we need to ban guns because they're killing people left and right and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God, fucking headache and a half. And the problem is, when it comes to mass shootings, is both sides are right, you know? You got the side that says we need to do something about this gun bullshit because this is ridiculous, and then you got the other side saying blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Oh, I thought you said you weren't going to make YouTube videos for a while. Well, I had time to sleep on it, and I was like, you know, maybe not make as many videos as I normally do, but Right now I'm doing some laundry, and it's a great way to kill some time while I wait to transfer my shit to the dryer. There are roughly 340 million guns and gun owners in the United States of America. 340 million gun owners in this country. And if you think guns are the problem, think again. I mean, you take a look between the Pulse nightclub shooting and the recent Las Vegas shooting that we had. Major shootings like that don't happen very often. You know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing that they don't happen very often. And in fact, I wish they never happened in the first place, but I'm just saying, with 340 million active gun owners in America, if you think that guns are the problem, you would know they were a problem. Because if 340 million Americans own guns right now, just saying. Just fucking saying, YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people get tired of me saying guns aren't the problem, but they aren't. Yeah, I own a gun, and it's sitting unsafe and empty, ready to use in case I have to use it, you know? And a double-barrel shotgun doesn't take long to load up. Chunk, chunk, you're done, you know what I'm saying? But you notice that people aren't really focused on break-action shotguns. They're more focused on, you know, the assault rifles and shit like that. And like I said, like seriously, in Wyoming, it is perfectly legal to purchase an AR-15, an AK-47, an M16. You can have all these assault rifles. You can have as many assault rifles as you can afford to buy in Wyoming. The only kicker is they can't be fully automatic. Unless you get like a license for it or some shit. Wyoming has some of the loosest gun laws in the country. If I wanted to, and if I had the money, I could have my double-barrel shotgun converted into it. If I wanted to, and I had the money, I could have my double-barrel shotgun converted into a short-barreled shotgun, which would be kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. If I had a legal limit SBS double-barrel shotgun, that would be pretty fucking sick. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that stops me from doing it is, one, the money, and two, with a regular-sized shotgun, it allows for better control and more accuracy. I get longer distance with the size that it is right now. So, yeah. Fuck mass shootings. And primarily, my double-barrel shotgun, my side-by-side coach gun, is used for target practice and eventually clay shooting when I get the chance to try it out. And of course, home defense. There ain't nothing wrong with a good old double-barrel shotgun. Classic. You know what I'm saying? My whole point of this video, I guess, is to say that just because something's illegal doesn't mean people can't get a hold of it. Anyways, this is King Cobra JFS with another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.